What do you do when you wake up and realize that you were wrong? I was wrong about many things over the years, especially when it came to quitting my nurse leadership job and building a nursing business, and prior to that, a non nursing business. So, today I'm going to be sharing with you some of my top regrets. They're not in any particular order. Just take this as a casual chat between some friends. My first regret is the amount of time I spent pursuing the soft life concept. I used to be this person who works so hard. And even I remember as a full time nurse leader, I was so hardworking. I would put in 12-hour, 15-hour days. And of course, that led to burnout. And as an aftermath, I went on the extreme other end saying, you know what? We're going to pursue soft life. And if you have followed me over the past 6 years when I've been on and off of YouTube, you've probably seen some videos where I was sharing about my soft life era and all these things. And there is nothing wrong with soft life, but I regret the amount of time I lost not really working as hard as I'm capable of. Because the truth is, when it comes to building a fulfilling business or an amazing career, you do need to put in the work. Burnout comes around when you're not seeing the results of your work or when you have not connected a sense of purpose to the work that you do. So, that has been, looking back, that has been part of my regret. And I think some of that also comes from the fact that there are people online who create content around soft life as a way of living. And in order for them to create that content, they work very hard. And we have no idea about this behind the scenes. So, as a consumer of this content, let me speak for myself. I probably wasn't even aware of the amount of work that these YouTubers and these people were putting in talking about soft life. But if I once I started creating content at the extent that I do, and once I was actively building my business using social media platforms, I was like, oh my goodness, it's not soft life. There's a lot of work involved in that. And okay, and even though it is somewhat of a regret, I'm also glad about the kind of woman that it made me into, because it takes time, you guys, in order to have introspect on who you want to be, what matters to you. And a lot of that also involves stopping. So maybe it's not just fully a regret, but there's a lot of positives that have come out of that. It took a while for me to realize that I had now transitioned from soft life to a place of embracing and valuing hard work. Like now, building my business, I work hard, but I love what I do. Totally love what I do. There are days when I hate working and I don't want to do what I do. But on most days, I do love what I do. And I realize that now I love what I do so much, so that even though I have to put in a lot of hours in building a business, and so many days you feel like you're climbing a mountain and you wonder where the peak is, there is so much, there's this deep sense of fulfillment where you're like, even if I woke up as a millionaire tomorrow from doing what I do, I would not want to stop, because it gives me this sense of excitement and just so much joy. The second regret was giving up when things were hard. So I remember there's a time many years ago when I started blogging. Even this channel, it shows you a journey of a girl who has given up when things were hard. Like I remember posting my first few videos 6 years ago, and then I disappeared, came back in year number five, I think disappeared for 2 years, came back in year number three, and then disappeared again. I wish I had never stopped when things were getting hard. And that's not just about YouTube, but even in different areas where I started building an idea and then I gave up when it was hard. That's a big regret. And if this is you, if you're the kind of person who starts an idea and you give up when it's hard, don't do that, because so many ideas die because of lack of consistency. If only you keep on putting the effort needed, then that idea will come into fruition. My third regret was underestimating the time needed to succeed. Sometimes, people online, they can tell you that something is easier than it is, so that you don't give up. But right now, I regret that. And I'm becoming a person, even with the nest leaders that I currently work with, because I work with experienced nest leaders who are transitioning from being from their traditional jobs into building an independent nest consulting business. I like to be real with them because for me, I underestimated the time needed to succeed. When it comes to building something useful, you might have to put in years. I'm talking 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, 10 years. And unfortunately, we've become a microwave generation. Like we just want to see quick results. And then when things don't work, we give up. And it's a good thing in that it eliminates the competition. So if you're the kind of person who persists when things are hard, that means you are one of a very few. Like, in order to being exceptionally successful, right, is easy because the competition is little. Not many people are willing to put in the amount of time needed to succeed. And if I had known this, I would have just put my head down and continued working and working and working and just kept on going. If you are currently in a space where you're building something meaningful and exciting, don't give up. Don't underestimate the time needed to succeed. I still do it sometimes where I start feeling like a failure because I'm like, oh my word, the goals I'm working on are taking longer than I thought they would. Everyone around me seems to be succeeding. That's a lie. That is a lie. Probably everyone around you is static and stagnant and doing what other normal people do. But if you are going against the grain and building something powerful, you're not a failure when it takes time. You're a success when you keep going. So don't underestimate time. Time is needed in order to see the fruits of your labors. It's like when you plant maize, for example, you need some months in order for the seed to be under the ground, to germinate, and to start growing. I remember years ago when I didn't have a job, and that was back after like a year after high school. So we had been laid off. I was working for one of the biggest banks, Standard Chartered, and they had laid us off. So I didn't have a job at the time. And I would wake up early in the morning, shower, clean the house, and start gardening. I don't know, like if you're an African, raised by an African parent, you just know what I mean. You cannot just wake up and sit on a couch doing nothing because you don't have a job. It does not work like that. So you have to be busy. So I'll be working in the garden pretty much the whole day. But something weird happened. I fell in love with farming and gardening and tending vegetables. And I learned the concept of time, that some things just need time. You just need to keep going. You just need to put in the time. You just need to get the reps going. You just need to stop being distracted. You just need to stop being on TikTok for all those hours after work. And you just need to put in time. So I wish I knew. My next regret was being scared of other people's opinions. Oh my word, this one has been a big one because I guess for me, I'm part of a big family. I've got friends and loved ones, people who know me. And I remember in the past hesitating, even being visible on YouTube, on LinkedIn, I hesitated because I was like, what will people say when they see me, voicing my opinions online, or when they see me breaking the mode and starting my own business, when they see me just moving away from the traditional route of employment and seeking more financial freedom and flexibility for myself, or when they see me working from, all over the world, what are people going to say? And for a long time, this fear used to hold me back. And to be honest, sometimes it does. There are bad days when I'm busy thinking about other people's opinions and looking at other people's lives and wishing that I was, just normal. Because I know I'm definitely not normal. So I regret the amount of time, yeah, that I wasted being scared of other people's opinions. How did I get over this? It's a work in progress. I still am because I am very human and I very much care about what other people think of me. But I am grateful that I have a very loving family. Like, oh my gosh, my family is so loving. My mom is so supportive. But even if you don't have that, for example, and you're scared of other people's opinions, I just want to encourage you to get over it and not let that fear stop you from doing what you want to do. Because what I've seen when it comes to the fear of other people's opinions, the more that you do what you do, those people who you were concerned about, what they thought about you, they will come to you asking you for your advice and asking you for how you're doing what you're doing. And then you'll be like, what? I was scared about what you thought about me, and here you are asking me for advice. Do not do what you need to do or what you want to do. Don't stop building your dream because of other people's opinions, because you will look back and you will regret the things you didn't do because of other people. I'm not going to sit here and say, let go of that fear, stop fearing, because some things just happen as you do the work. It's like you just have to do it, even if it feels yucky. Just do it. Keep going. Be embarrassed, and then as you go, the fear starts to drop away. Another regret was wanting to play it safe. Ah, that's a big regret. Like I was like, okay, I want to build a business, but I want to play it safe. I want to build it the way that everyone else is doing it, and I don't want to be too visible. Part of my business is reaching out to people, and on LinkedIn, it's about sending them DMs. Hi, glad to be connected. Have you considered transitioning into nurse consulting? If you have, I'd love to help. Oof, that used to make me cringe, just thinking like, oh my goodness, I'm reaching out to people in their DMs, soliciting them. No, that's harsh. Let me not be harsh. But it's not soliciting, but here I am offering my services and my help to people, even posting on LinkedIn and saying, hi, this is what I do. Comment yes if you're interested. Oh my word. It really put me out of my comfort zone, and not many people are doing that. So, if you want to build something extraordinary, then you have to stop playing it safe. Put yourself out there, publish the post, reach out to someone online, send them a reminder message next week if they don't respond to you. Of late, most of the clients who have enrolled in the Nurse Consultant Blueprint, I've reached out to them a few times over the past 2, 3 years before they even responded. People are not ignoring you. It's not personal. It's not because of the color of your skin. And I remember there was one time earlier in the year, I was like, you know what? I think it's because of the color of my skin. I have to work this hard before I get the results I'm getting. And I don't even want to turn this into a race conversation. But okay, so what? So what if it is the color of your skin? Now what? So now you're going to be broke. Now you're going to give up on building a business because of the color of your skin. No way. I'm going to live my best life regardless because of the color of my skin. So I remember I published a post. I was like, maybe, as a black woman, you have to work extra hard. So what? Work extra hard. Do what you need to do in order to make it easy for future generations, or in order to pave a new path for your family and friends. Do the work. Stop playing it safe. Put yourself out there. Reach out. Ask for opportunities. And if someone is too busy to respond to you, send them a reminder. Reach out again. Now, some days I still find it hard to reach out and put myself out there because, like I said, I'm very human. I've got feelings. But even on those days, I still push myself to do what needs to be done in order to succeed and in order to build this nest business. I regret chasing excitement. And I want to talk about the valley of boredom. So, yesterday, on one of my coaching calls with my Nest Consulting Blueprint students, I was talking to Sarah. Hey, shout out Sarah. Sarah, she's just amazing. I was talking to Sarah, and we were just talking about how when you start something new and you're building this business and you're stepping out and you're doing what excites you, you reach a point where it's no longer exciting because you've been doing it for a while. And I call it the valley of boredom. And Sarah was saying that she tends to give up when she gets to a point where she's bored and she's no longer enjoying what she does. And this is me and my older sister. So, my older sister, Geraldine, we've always been business people for years. We could be on the phone for like 3, 4, sometimes 5 hours, just discussing ideas and exciting things we want to do. And then we realized, we're like, why aren't we taking action on those ideas? And we were like, it's because when we start, it's exciting. And then after a while, it gets boring. So then we give up when things become boring. So we challenged ourselves. We were like, okay, let's stop giving up when things become boring. So with Sarah, I was saying to her, okay, tell me what's happening in your mind when you're bored and when you give up. And she's like, I cannot see the end of the tunnel, and I guess I'm not connecting with the bigger vision. So then I was just brainstorming with her how she can change the script. And now, instead of giving up when she starts making effort and when she starts feeling bored, what can she do instead? And we talked about the concept of keeping your vision in front of you. So for Sarah, when we pull back the curtains and we dial down everything that she does, she's doing what she's doing. She's building a nest consulting business so that she can make people feel heard, understood, and those people who don't have a voice in society, she wants to be the person who gives them a voice. That is powerful. That is such a beautiful vision. And when we fail to connect with our vision, we give up in the valley of boredom because our work looks like daily tasks that we're doing. We're not seeing the end of the tunnel. And then it looks like too much effort, and then we give up. So if that's you, because for me, I have given up in the valley of boredom before. So now what do? I have a whiteboard. It's actually sitting in front of me. On this whiteboard is the vision that I have for the next 12 months in the Nest Consulting Blueprint. It's got the values that I embrace in the blueprint, which is impact, making an impact, providing excellent service, and having 100% client satisfaction and results. Those things are so important to me. Like, more than anything, the client experience when they come into the blueprint is of the biggest and the highest priority. And why? Because I want to help change nurses' lives. I want to help nurses go from a place of boredom, lack of fulfillment, feeling stuck and frustrated and stressed in the traditional setting of nursing, to having flexibility, autonomy, excitement, and making an impact, feeling purposeful, and changing the lives of people through their nursing expertise. So those are the things, that is where I get my sense of purpose. What about for you with your idea right now? What is the purpose behind it? What impact do you want to make? How about you write it down on a little sticky note, put it on your laptop where you see it every day, so that when you hit the valley of boredom and lack of excitement, you do not give up, you connect with the vision and continue doing the work. Stop this habit of chasing excitement, because if you're always chasing excitement, you will never build anything worthwhile, because anything worthwhile needs time, years, attention, consistency. My next regret was shiny object syndrome, chasing the next new thing, the next new platform, the next new way to find clients, the next business, instead of concentrating on the work that I was doing. So I don't know what shiny object syndrome looks like for you. My shiny object syndrome over the years looked like starting a personal blog, starting a Shopify store, selling t-shirts, stopping on that, starting another platform, supporting female entrepreneurs, stopping on that, starting a Press Africa platform where I was um bringing awareness to African people about the history of Africa, and then stopping on that, and then going to uni to study a bachelor's in philosophy, stopping on that, like so many things, so many shiny object syndrome. So, for you, if you are that person who tends to experience shiny object syndrome, stop. You're only lengthening the amount of time it takes to reach your goal. And then the last regret for me was chasing cloud, bells, and whistles instead of making an impact. No one cares how beautiful your website is if you're not making an impact. No one cares if you've had a brand photo shoot. Like, I get annoyed because I wasted so much time getting photo shoots done, finding some brand colors. Now I could not care less. I'm always thinking about what impact do I want to make? How can I put my message across? Like, I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. And I remember over the years, I wanted the perfect YouTube backdrop and to have the perfect YouTube studio. Now I will film from wherever I am, no matter if the background looks amazing or not, because I know that my best clients, even my favorite clients, they don't care. They don't care about my bells and whistles. They just really, really like me for who I am, and they're just there for the results that they need to get. And that's all that matters. So it's not about the bells and whistles and the cloud. Don't waste time on that. And when I do get on calls with nest leaders and they start asking me about cloud, they're like, okay, Lorraine, tell us how many years you've been doing this for. Where's your website? What are your credentials? I never work with those people. Typically, they're not my ideal clients. They're not even ready to do the work. But I've seen my ideal clients just come on the call. They're typically just humble like me. They just really need a solution. They really want autonomy and flexibility. And then they just sign up and we have the best and such a great relationship. So don't waste your time going after cloud, and don't even waste your time targeting people who are after cloud, because they will make the worst clients and you will hate your business. Just be authentic, just be yourself. Like, just be yourself. That is, I wish I knew this sooner and I had stopped wasting time. And I remember back in the day, I would never show up for a client meeting, call, LinkedIn, YouTube without makeup. Now, I know I wear makeup a lot and I like to look good. But if I need to do the work that needs to be done and I'm in my trekkies without makeup, be rest assured I'm going to do the work without makeup. And most of my in house client calls, I'm not wearing makeup. I'm just real and authentic. And it has never affected my business or the people that I work with. So these are some of my regrets. What about you? What do you regret over the years? How has your mindset shifted? And if you're an experienced nest leader who is stuck, frustrated, stressed, and you're ready to just translate your nursing expertise into a nurse consulting business, then I invite you to book a call with me. My calendar is in the comments and description, and we'll see if we're a good fit to work together in the nurse consulting blueprint. If you have not hit that subscribe button, I truly do not know what you're waiting for. Do hit subscribe and do me a favor. Just let the algorithm know that you're having a good time. Click that like button. I'll see you next time. Bye.